Welcome back to Winning the Game. Wilhelm Hast here. Today I got Fee with me. Hi, Fee.
Hi, it's great to be with you this week, Wilhelm.
Yes, great to be with you too. We thought we would do a shared podcast maybe once a week or something going forward because so much to reflect on, so much to learn, and so much to share from our own journey. So you might know by this time that we are interested in living a four-dimensional lifestyle, meaning our body, the domain of being, balance, meaning family and business, is always there when we look at life and how we live in the upcoming weeks and months. We look at those four domains all the time. I used to be very one-dimensional, thinking about work a lot, and I forgot rather, how important it is to spend enough time with family and to take care of my body and my sense of purpose and being ongoingly. And it's been a special week.
It has been a very special week and a sad week for me, as my wonderful and beautiful and funny and amazing dad passed or transitioned or died, whichever word works for you. He died, I guess, on the 18th of February. So we had the funeral last weekend, and this has been the first week back at work. So quite an emotional week, a challenging week, a peaceful week in some ways, and a blessed week in other ways. And we're just talking about us and our relationship in the midst of life too, because I think one of the things that, life happens to us all, whether you're a young married couple with kids or whether your kids have flown the nest and you're kind of focusing in on your careers, or you're taking care of parents, or somebody has recently passed that's important to you, or somebody that's sick that's important to you. There's always something going on in life. And the one thing that we have noticed as a couple is that it's very easy to lose each other in the midst of life when it's work, 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 taking the dog out, who's doing the shopping, who's making the food tonight. Are the cleaners coming? Are they not coming? When we're just in that rush, busy, 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 we can lose the space of love that we have experienced from the time that we met. It's very easy to lose that. And so we really just wanted to talk about that today and the importance of even, I would say, going deeper in the times where life can be challenging or looks like it's hard. What do you think?
I think a key point in today's podcast is the absolute must for reviewing and reflecting if you're up to something beyond the day-to-day ordinary life just happening. That goes in all domains of life. So I made it a practice, you made it a practice to stop every week and seriously reflect and review past week, past month, and then adjust going forward. And you and I have done that inside our marriage for a couple of years now. It's been very few weeks we missed. We stop and we review the week. And what we do specifically is we start with noticing and sharing what we appreciate with each other. And that's just beautiful, simple. It's often quite short, but it's to the point. And just hear Fee share what she appreciates me for from the past week or so. Of course, it feels good, but it also makes me more conscious to what I'm doing that's actually important for Fee. Because some things don't mean that much to me, but they mean a lot for you and vice versa, I think.
Absolutely.
So it starts off the conversation weekly with a positive frame and context of appreciation.
And what I love is that this week we asked that question and we had some beautiful appreciations. But we asked a second question, which was something that I had an insight about last night, which is, and what are we grateful for in our marriage? And I asked that question of Wilhelm, and he asked that question of me. There was something so beautiful, so deep, so impactful, and so very true that grounded us back to not only the purpose of our marriage, but the depth and the clarity and the love, compassion, kindness that we have inside of our relationship.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool today.
And what we're reviewing is not the other person and reflecting or a bit oneself, but mostly the marriage. Are we living, exploring, expanding the marriage that we want to live and have? That's the weekly reflection and review. And how can I contribute to a marriage that I love and that Fee loves? And many weeks it's great, beautiful, inspiring, and some weeks it's a little bit more okay, we need to look here. We're not relating the way we want and wish ourselves in each other to relate, to have a future of expansion, of deeper love, of deeper connection. So
yeah, there are 3 additional questions that we started to ask, I would say probably in the last 1 year.
yeah,
And those questions were, well, how have we communicated in the last week with one another? The second one is, what is our intimacy? How is that being experienced by each of us over the last week? And the third one is sex. Are we happy with our sex life? Are we getting what we need? Are we enjoying that absolutely vital aspect of our love and our marriage?
and these are 3 domains I rediscovered. I heard it before, but a year and a half ago, I came across it again, that there are 3 key issues that people in relationship most often get stuck on. And it's very often when there is friction, discontent, upset, frustration in relationships, it's one or more of the 3 domains of communication, intimacy, and sex that you get stuck in. So we started to talk about that. Or notice there wasn't much to talk about some weeks, but we consciously look for the pitfalls which show up in those 3 domains, and just keep an open, honest communication, so we stay connected and we know where the other person is at, and we keep deepening and learning and exploring. And this is not about us. We want to convey the power of reviewing your past week and then reflecting on it. And then we even put a score on the relationship. You heard us talk about that if you are a current client of ours, but from 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, how happy am I with the quality of our marriage? Last week, I said 9, and Fee said 9.2, because she picked up on my jokes of putting decimals and everything. So it was a beautiful week in the midst of the very challenging circumstances in your family. For many reasons, we stayed connected, open, generous with each other, and we're really keen not to get stuck and, stay true to what was important. And that was beautiful.
It's so right. And one of the appreciations that I had for Wilhelm this week that we hadn't really talked about so much was just simply his ability to be so kind and so compassionate when I was, in the throes of grief, in the throes of sadness, sometimes in the throes of just being present or tears. I mean, it's been all of it this week, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to specifically appreciate somebody for just holding a space for me to be me was both impactful to you and I think, this week.
Yeah. I don't like if what comes across here now is that everything is so great with us and we're always so fantastic and everything is just so easeful and peaceful. We have our moments too, and
yes.
we probably share those in the future podcast when there is kind of a week of friction. We're up to a big game, you and I. We're like serious in expanding our impact in the world and making a difference. So we challenge each other. We challenge ourselves and then sometimes each other too during the week. So there are for sure other things we speak about in the coming podcasts. I think when we slip into not listening well, or I get too impatient, or, all that stuff that goes on in relationships. So the past week or 2 has been really, really beautiful. And I'm really grateful for that. Then we ask a last question. How can we make it a 10-week next week? Like, how can we make it a 10 out of 10 next week? And then we just look, and it's surprising to me how often it's about the ordinary things in life, that the food planning works, that we do a big shopping instead of shopping 4 times during the week, that we plan when our lovely dog Kara can take care of Alex the dog so we get some space, when we're clear on when we're eating and each other's schedules. And that's kind of 60% or more, 70% of a week being good. Maybe not a 10, but a good week is just getting all the daily nitty-gritty stuff out of life, and then having a shared view on our calendars and who's doing what. And then comes
and date night.
I was just gonna say, then we can speak about, are we having a date night? Are we getting out of the house and spending some quality time with each other, just and focusing on us and our relationship. That's something we want to do every week, once at least. And for a month or two, we didn't do much at all. Life was busy. We forgot about it. So we brought it back in February again. And it's been great. Just going out for a meal somewhere, and an hour and a half later, we're back home. But it marks a distinct, now it's time for us moment. So what could you take from this? Well, as you listen to this, I suggest you review for yourself right now an area or two where you don't stop and reflect and review what happened past week or two. Could be inside your marriage or some other key relationships, like your children, if you've got children, but it could also be between you and yourself, your sense of purpose and being connected to your heart and soul in life. Could be with your body and how you take care of yourself. Have you stopped and reflected lately if you're happy with that, or what needs tweaking and adjusting? Of course, all family relationships, and then at work as well. Are you true to yourself? Do you find a sense of passion and meaning and purpose in your work? Or have you lost that, and what could you do to find it again if you're in a field of work where that's available for you? So the point of this podcast was not our marriage, really. It was us sharing the importance of reviewing and reflecting inside our marriage and the discoveries we make.
And the only thing I would add to that, because that was beautiful, I would add that the stopping, we're all about doing. Me too. I'm the biggest doer on the planet. Go, 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 fast, fast, fast. Let's get it done. Move, move, move. You know, I'm cleaning at the same time as I'm talking. I mean, I can just, that's kind of how my life can be. Oh, you're giggling.
Busy,
I love
busy.
it. Yeah. Busy head and busy doer, right? And look, there's such a power in stopping for 5 minutes and doing nothing. Slowing down to the speed of life. Slowing down to the speed of your soul. And then taking time to see what shows up in that. Whether it's a reflection for you about, as you said, marriage, kids, work, your body, your business. Just letting things come to you rather than speeding over it. The stopping, the slowing down, the calmness, the peace, the just taking that moment or those moments for yourself is the greatest thing you can do for yourself in every day.
And if you don't know what to do when you slow down, just ask 2 questions. What do I appreciate myself for? Or what am I grateful for? One of the two, or both. Look at what you appreciate yourself for. Look at what you're grateful for, and then flip that into, well, what's a next expression for the future from that reflection? So reflect first, look for action next, and have a great next week, next day, next hour, and we'll see you back in the next episode.
Look forward to it. Take care.
Bye-bye.